This is a reading from Psalm 44, verse 6 and on. For not in my bow do I trust, nor can my sword save me. But you have saved us from our foes, and have put to confusion those who hate us. In God we have boasted continually, and we will give thanks to your name forever. Running is great, from so many different points of views, like health, I don't know, like camaraderie, confidence, whatever. You hear about it. You hear about all these people talking about running. We're talking about running now from the Christian view. Why Christian men, women, Christians should run. I'm a guy, that's why I say Christian men. Don't get offended. We'll just talk about, I guess, like my experience with running and how I've been able to kind of like incorporate that with my faith life. So I'm by no means a crazy runner. I don't run every day. I run about 3 times a week. I've ran a half marathon and a marathon, and obviously some 5Ks here and there. Those are my only qualifications. But I really have come to enjoy running. And more recently, I've seen running more and more as a spiritual thing to do. It's quite different from a lot of other, I guess, forms of exercise, like or specifically like weightlifting and in the gym. And I think it's a lot easier to do it in a like positive Christ-like way, while avoiding vanity, compared to like bodybuilding, powerlifting, strongman, what was I going to say, like jiu-jitsu, martial arts. Running often feels a lot more pure, and it's a lot easier to kind of work it into your faith life. So I'm just going to kind of talk about how I've been able to do that in my life. So when I started running, a lot of people, like I got into running with, friends, etc., were all very into praying when they were running. They were like, I pray the rosary when I run, or I have a conversation with God when I run. And I don't know, but I always found for myself like I could never really do that well. Like I would try, but I would just feel more out of breath. I would feel less focused, and it didn't really work well. And for me, when I run, especially, don't listen to music when you run. I mean, you can, it's great to do that, but building the habit of not to definitely builds a lot more of the mental strength and the discipline that you hear guys like David Goggins talking about. But for me, like when I'm running with no music, I find I really have to concentrate on my feet, like placing my feet, my breath, and it's kind of hard for me to think other thoughts, which is sort of, I guess, the joy of running too. It kind of forces your mind to go clear. But I found that talking to God when I'm running, or having a conversation, or trying to have like a dialogue with God in my mind, didn't really work, or doesn't really work for me. And it wasn't really until I read the book The Practice of the Presence of God by Brother Lawrence, which I would highly recommend, which is all about, like the title says, practicing the presence of God and experiencing and quieting your mind to feel his presence throughout your whole day, whether praying or not praying, or especially when you're not praying. And I found that once I don't know, it's almost like imagining Christ running next to me. Now, I've never done that. I will do that now that I'm talking about it, but that's kind of how it feels when I'm running, and when I get in a flow. There's a great thing too with running from other types of exercise. Like in lifting, you need to go balls to the wall, or pretty close, to make progress. In jiu-jitsu, you're getting choked out. But in running, you're not supposed to try to run as fast as you can every time, which is so beautiful. It's a lot more chill. Like 80% of your runs are supposed to be easy, zone 2, chill pace. So you're not overly exerting yourself. And with that, it kind of allows me to get into to quiet my mind. And then I'm just able to thank God for allowing me to do this, and feel God's presence. And the way I can do this is kind of through taking in like what's around me on the run, by taking in nature. I hate running in cities. Towns are okay, like suburban towns are okay. I live in a city right now. I hate running in the city. It is so much more beautiful and pure on the countryside, running by trees, running by birds, running in the rain, running in the sun. You really experience nature more. And when you're running with this quiet mind through nature, you come to the realization that this is beautiful. Like the rain, the sun, all of it, it's all beautiful, and it's all God's creation. And I guess in that sense, running has allowed me, even if I'm not exactly like praying words to God, to experience God's creation, experience nature through running, through getting off my butt and getting out there and going for a run. The next part is the body. We'll talk about the body. We'll save the mind for last because I think that's the most important. But I don't know, like it's such a beautiful thing to be able to run. Like I remember my girlfriend she once didn't want to go for a run, and she was like, oh, and then I remember there were people that don't have legs, and I did it. I'm able to do that. I'm able to go for a run. And most of us, I hope, are able to run. We have 2 legs, 2 feet, and can run in a safe place. But to contrast that with people who can't, people who are disabled, in a wheelchair, don't have shoes to run in, aren't in a safe enough neighborhood to run in. Like most of us, I presume, if you have an internet connection or you have the time to watch this, are able to go outside and go for a run and have bodies that are healthy. And running which allows us to push our bodies, especially like long distance running like 10, 15, 20, 25 miles, whatever it may be, and pushing our body constantly. We see how wonderful God made us. We see this wonderful vessel that God has given us that we can use to move with. And that's just a wonderful thing. And the last thing that I guess running and like being quiet, quieting my mind when running and trying to practice the presence of God is being able to thank God for my mind and how much I guess I can endure. Running can be very interesting, where especially if you eat a lot, if you like carb up for a run or something, and let's say you're running like 15 miles, you may not feel good until like 30 minutes in or like 3 miles in, which is kind of funny because for other stuff in life, like, I don't know, work, lifting, we'll use lifting as our example, another physical thing. When you start warming up, you can kind of tell like if you got it or not, if you're going to hit a PR or if you're going to not hit the weight you normally hit. But with running, there's a sense of you don't really know until you're like out there, like in the depths of your endurance. But once you run more than you think that you're able to, and once you start running long distances and you run, I don't know, 5 miles, you're like, there's no way I'm doing 15. Then you hit 10, then you're at 11, 12. It's such a process of endurance, and it's so, so beautiful to be able to do that. And for me, every time I find myself after a long, difficult run, I'm thanking God immensely. I'm like, I did not think I would do that. I did not think I would be able to do that at all. And the whole time throughout the run, I'm praying for strength. I'm praying, God, help me get up this hill. Just these small little petitions like that over and over and over again. And when I'm constantly petitioning God to help me with my run, and then at the end of the run, when you complete it, it's like a no-brainer. Like, God helped me. God was there with me, helping me run this certain amount of miles. But there's just something so, I feel like you don't get with other athletic endeavors, like a long run. There's something there of, I don't know, like enduring. And it's painful, and it's kind of like that slow burn, but you can keep going. That's the thing with running compared to like a set in the gym. Like, if you normally bench a weight for 5 reps and you hit it for 7, that's crazy. There's no way in hell you're gonna hit it for 20. But there are, like, people do this where they won't run at all, and they'll go and run a marathon or go and run 10 miles, even 5. Going from nothing to something crazy, something so much greater. And there is this, I don't know, this ability to sort of, like, do more than you think you're capable of in running, which I think a lot of other types of exercise can kind of miss. And with that shows the capacity of your mind. It shows how you are able to overcome, how you're able to endure the difficulties and the trials. And by doing this with running, you're able to then bring that into your faith life, into your work, into your relationships, into all different areas of life. And it's just such a beautiful thing. Like, the endurance that you build in running builds into other areas of your life. So if you haven't ran, if you're not into running, I highly recommend giving it a try. Sign up for a half marathon. That's what I had to start. It's so beautiful. It's such a wonderful experience. And again, for me, hard to pray during the run, but by experiencing nature, what my body's capable of, and what my mind can overcome, I better appreciate all these aspects of creation that God has given us. And running kind of forces me to quiet my mind, which allows me to hear and to be with God. I don't know if to hear is the right word for sometimes for me, but to be with God. Go for a run. God bless.